Hi. Been a bit lazy since the last one I did was Friday, I think. It's now Tuesday. I was going to put my feet up this afternoon. Been out on the weekly bike ride with the old men, which was very, very lovely, very cold. And I was sitting watching the news on telly after my lunch, and a call from my old friend Alan Owen, who I know many of you subscribe to his channel. We spent quite a lot of time on the phone throughout the week. He's a lovely, lovely man to talk to, and a great teacher. So any watercolourists that are watching this, if you don't know Alan Owen, watercolours, go on his channel. He's a lovely, lovely man. Right, so he's encouraged me to not waste my time this afternoon watching the television, but to come up to my studio and do an abstract. Well, I'm going to do the Wandle, or a sort of memory of the Wandle, a sort of abstract. And my way of working these things is to have an idea in my mind that I'm probably not going to follow. Just make a mark with the brush, just put on some paint, and then see where the brush takes me. Now, a Wandle bike ride, well, that's going to have autumn trees. Very cold, frosty day this morning. The wetlands in Morden Hall Park were lovely, and a beautiful boardwalk has been installed. So let's put in some, let's have some light green, because we've still got plenty of green on the trees. Bit of red, bit of this. Just to make a start. A bit of cadmium yellow, and then we'll put in a bit of blue with that. So I put in the autumn colours, and then we'll sort of abstract it as we go along. Now I need a bit of blue. Just checking out my colours. I'm using these Wilkinson £1.50 for 200ml tubes of these things. Are absolutely brilliant value for money. I can't buy all the colours at Wilkinson's. I'm speaking to the UK subscribers here. And my tea, if you're interested, I'm drinking is a green tea, straight from the kettle, and this tea sort of strainer. You put your tea in there, it ends up in there, and it brews your tea. You leave it in the cup till it's strong enough, and then just drink away. Right, so the river Wandle as well, or wetlands. Let's put some water in. I don't know what sort of sky we're going to have. I did a really stormy sky last Friday. It was a very blue sky today, but don't necessarily want to paint a blue sky, but we're going to put something in. So a bit of red in there, just a touch, and just put it in. This is a very small painting, about 10 inches by 8, 7, and a bit of water. Wetlands. So it's a case of following the brush, really. I put it all over. Don't try for any realism. Just go for colour. This is me speaking aloud. You can paint how you like, but I just like enjoying the painting process now, rather than being tyrannised by having to paint what's there, because it's there and you have to put it all in. I was watching a really good demo by Tim Wilmot. He's using Google Earth street scenes to as reference material. He's a very good watercolourist. Tim Wilmot, that is. So have a look for him. Bulrushes, well, they were just very light. So I'm putting the elements in as I recall, and just covering the painting with paint, obviously, but just killing the canvas, what we call killing the canvas. And so the recommendation was from Bill, the Whinging Project, who subscribes to a number of channels. So thanks, Bill. I have watched Wilmot, but I didn't know he was doing the Google stuff. So I had to go and install Google Earth. I thought I had, but it wasn't on my desktop. So let's just put in some sky sort of stuff. Bit of orange, why not? Get that low down the orange. And then we'll pick up a nice thick bit of blue, a bit of white, and a bit of red. Let's dramatise the sky a bit. I might even use a knife with some of this. I'll just go over for it. It dries very quickly, acrylic. It's one of its joys, and you can exploit that. Nowhere until we can reflect that in here. Right, so let's do some trees now. Go back with those autumny trees. Now we've got something to counter-change against. So we'll have a bit of red, a bit of sienna, a bit of yellow. See what that looks like. Yeah, that looks fine. We'll put some blue in there as well, a bit of green. I think I'm not going to use black, so just use these nice bluey greens. And then we've got some nice shadowy colours in the foreground. I will be going back to watercolours shortly, but Wilmot was using a particular brush that I haven't got. It's a mop, and I've got my big squirrel mop, which is larger than the one that Alan uses. It's one up. It's probably just a bit too big for me, but he was using a Raphael Renaissance No. 6 mop, a synthetic, made by Pro Art. So I've ordered one, not cheap. £12.40, but let's see how we get on with it. Right, let's put in some nice ochre now. Colour I don't use, I used to in oil, is Naples yellow. So it's almost white, but I think when I used it too much. Right, let's put in some of those sky colours now in the foreground. Just work on different bits of your painting. I suppose the most important rule about acrylic painting is don't let the paint dry on your brush. Don't put it aside thinking it's going to stay like oil, moist for hours. It won't, it'll dry and you'll lose your brush. And that is terrible. Now, with trees, even when all the leaves are falling off, you've got a lot of trees that I've got, a lot of are still evergreen, or you've got trees that are dead with loads of ivy going up them. So this is just background here. Building up an impasto. Right, now a nice bright sky now. So bright yellow, that's a bit of yellow and a bit of red. Right. We'll get our sky sort of dragging over that. Even a bit of orange, just a touch. So I think the guide is, if it looks alright, then you could say probably that it is alright. So let's just put in the tops of some of these ball rushes here. But there's still lots of greens, so we're going to put some nice brilliant greens in there now. Bit of I've got some sap green, which is very, very lovely. I don't use greens in watercolour, but you can use whatever colour you want. Your paint. Just don't quit when you can't do it. All this, oh easy, this is simple. It isn't, it's just worth it. Now let's get some bit of nice bold orange. But I can, don't know if I like it now. Probably because it's still wet underneath. But we'll put that in the foreground. Well, something seems to be coming out of the gloom. Just get that sky down there a bit. I want it all indistinct. I don't want anything to be too obvious, but I want some lovely bluey green now. So a bit of viridian, bit of yellow, bit of ultramarine. Right, let's get some nice. On the blue side now. Bit of this. Let's try over there. Right, okay, so that's more or less a sort of let's try orange mixed with the yellow ochre, bit of white. So nice bit of. So counter change against some of the green. Complementary colours. Oh, let's put it all in, let's get a bit of red in there. Just keep working over till you get an effect that you like. We're making this up as we go along, but trying to keep just a little handle on reality. But that's why I want that nice light there. And I can put a little bit of dark on behind that as well, a bit of purpley coolness. Maybe that's a bit too near the centre, but never mind. Right, clean the brush. These are 1-inch Pro Art varnish brushes. They're about £4. Or if you're lucky, you can see them for £2. Right, tea. That needs a bit of a lift, so some crimson and some viridian. Got a nice good rich dark there. A bit more crimson in that. There. That's interesting. Viridian and crimson. Now we put some detail in the foreground, but not a lot. We don't want to name things, we just want an impression of there being some darker aspects. I've added a bit of lemon yellow in with this. Now I know this sort of painting is not everybody's cup of tea. You want realism, but you can spend your life painting what everybody else paints. It's all been done, but as Ted Wesson said, not by him. Right, let's go through a bit of drama now. Bit of knife. And a bit of, let's go for a bit of dark drama in the sky. So some cad red, some ultramarine, and a bit of white, and then the other colour that's yeah, well that's a bit more blue, perhaps it's just a little bit dark, so just take that down a little bit more grey. Because the sky's gone like that here now. Now I go back in my nice light orangey, ochre colour, winter red or pink. The membranes on these stay wet, on the stay wet palette will last for a long time and will put up with a lot of mucking about with. They're quite durable. Alright, let's have a little bit of light on that horizon, that bit of ochre in there, a bit of white. Scumbled over. Be careful when you run your palette knife or your painting knives through I'm cleaning like that. But over the years, these things get razor sharp. You could shave with that, so you have to be careful what you do. You might slice it through your finger. So beware. Let's have another bit more light on that orange. I want just one larger piece in that sky. So it looks a bit more variety. Well, I'm quite liking that. Okay, so now we'll go with some yellow ochre, mix with that, and we'll put some of this in there. And a bit of shadowy colour. It's a funny thing that I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I've been putting all my stuff on Facebook for probably a couple of years, and a number of you work for my stuff, which is great, so I learn. And one person in particular, Wanda McDonald, I don't know if you subscribe to YouTube, but you're certainly on my my Facebook channel, she takes what I do, what I've done, and makes them better than than the original. Lovely to see. She's a wonderful artist. But I'm flattered that she should be following me. She does a really. In other words, you take something from somewhere, like from me, from Alan, or whoever, and you do your own thing, and you move it on. You take an idea, and you add to it. Okay, so that's a sort of a memory, isn't it? Now I'm going in with some nice Morden and lemon yellow, because it's a very brilliant green. Let's just cheer ourselves up a bit. Not that we're not cheery. Some of that in here. Brighten out. What a lovely green that is. Meridian and lemon yellow. A bit more white in there, I think. I wasn't going to paint today, but you might wish I hadn't, but now some more of that. Meridian. A little bit of orange in there. No, too much. Just knock some of that out. The cad red would have been a better colour. Some of these bulrush stems. Oh, I'm always going to leave that now. Because there comes a time when you just overdo it and lose your way a little bit. Yeah, just a bit of dark in there. Right, I'm going to put that in a mount and see what it looks like. The things are quite green. That's not a bit small. That one just about doesn't quite fit. This one, that's the one. So it's only an abstract of today. So I've just put the appropriate colours in as... No, I haven't really. I've just tried to make a pretty picture. But there we are. It's come out there. Well, that looks all right online. It's got a sky. It's got a beginning, middle, and an end. Well, see what you think. Let me know. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll just zoom you in, I think, so we'll work around the picture. So we've got that mishmash there, but that's whatever you make of it. And I've got my colours in, those nice darks and those beautiful vibrant greens and a little bit of red to counterchange. A bit obvious, but and there's just my foreground, just my basic, a bit of water in the foreground. No portraits, nothing exact. It's just a painting. A child could do it. You know, just Just have fun with your paints. Paints are beautiful colours. Just get them out and slot them on, and make it up as you go along. But perhaps it's good to have an idea of your landscape in your head, but abstract it, change it, and then you'll end up with a painting that's totally original, that only you have done. Anyway, enough from me. Thanks for watching. Back to your paints. Bye bye.